Hi, how's it going?
Introduce yourself.
My name's Derek. I sing in Mayday Parade. I'm hanging out here at the Fillmore, having a good old time.
Very cool. So your album dropped almost 2 weeks ago, and you went with self-titled this time. Why did you decide to do that?
We decided to self-title it. I don't know, it was kind of a long decision. We were debating a bunch of different ideas and what we should do, but I feel like the making it self-titled, it's kind of a statement of, this is who we are now, this is Mayday Parade, and there's been a lot that's happened over the last, well, really the whole, career of our band, and I feel like that's, kind of changed us, and we've kind of figured out more and more who we are, and I feel like now we know who we are and what we want and what we don't want as a band, and yeah, pretty much all that, it's just kind of, this is us, this is Mayday Parade now, so, yeah.
So you went back to working with Zach and Kenneth with this album. You had worked with them on your first full length, because you have some EPs in amongst these, and then you went with a huge producer with your second one, and then you went back with them this one. So what was behind that decision?
Yeah, well, we decided to go back with Zach and Ken, mostly because we just knew what to expect from it, you know what I mean, and we knew how great of an experience it was the first time, and yeah, they're great guys. They're awesome to work with. They're really easy to work with. They're really easy to get along with. Really funny, really creative, really talented. And yeah, I mean, just like I said, it worked really well with the Lesson Romantics, and so we figured let's go back to what we know, and that's all good. Let's go back to what we know, and go with them again. So, and I think that was definitely the right thing to do. I think that the whole process of it, the way that we wrote the album and recorded the album and everything, was definitely the right way to do it. So, yeah.
So really, I would consider this really the first full release after Jason left, because your previous album, you covered it with other people. It really wasn't Mayday Parade.
Yeah, exactly.
So how'd you get back in your groove?
Yeah, well, I mean, we had to just cut out all of, well, really most of it, I think, was whenever we signed to Atlantic Records, they had us go in and do a bunch of co-writes, and we wrote like 30-something songs or something, and we didn't even get to pick which songs made it on the album. It was, the label had more to say with it than we did, and then going in with David Bendith, like you said, he's a great guy, he's super talented, but he's kind of a lot more controlling and overbearing, and and I don't know, just in the end you wind up with a product that the band doesn't believe in as much, you know what I mean, and just throughout all the battles we had to fight just to get what little bit of it we could that was genuine, that we wanted on the album, it just kind of, I don't know, we weren't feeling it as much, so for this one we just kind of scratched all that. We were still on Atlantic at the time we went in to go record this, or to start writing and record this album, and we kind of requested them to just let us go do the album the way that we want to do it without any outside influence, and they gave us a thumbs up to do that, which we really appreciate, because they didn't have to, and then so we did, and then we went with Zach and Ken, and it was great.
It's good to see that they did that, only because your first album did really well. And then the second one didn't when they were controlling it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, I mean, labels sign a band because of what they do and how they do it and how they perceive a band will do.
Yeah.
So it's like letting you go back to that helps.
Exactly, yeah. It doesn't really make sense to me why you would want to change that or mess with that. You know what I mean? If a band is doing something right and has a lot of fans, then I don't know why you'd want to come in at that point and stir things up and mix up the formula, you know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense, but and honestly, I bet it does work for a lot of people or for a lot of artists, and I bet that's a great experience. But for us, it just it's not our band, it's not the way that we want to do things.
So how much do you really pay attention to how the album comes in? Because this album debuted very well. I mean, yeah,
it did way better than we all expected. Really, I didn't know what to expect though. I really, was kind of hopeful, but didn't really know what was a good, number to try and guess. But yeah, it did more than any album we've ever, made, has sold first week or whatever, and it's pretty awesome. It's a dream come true.
That's cool to see the numbers, because it's like then do you look at really your iTunes numbers, or do you look at Billboard, because so many people just download things today. Or they'll download a single, they won't download an album. They just they pick and choose.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes they don't buy the whole album, and it's just singles, and then a lot of times they download it, for free from other places and stuff, and so Yeah, but that's just, the name of the game nowadays. That's how it works.
True. Fortunate or unfortunately.
Yeah.
However you want to put it. A couple fun questions.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you pick 3 songs by anybody that would define the soundtrack of your life?
Soundtrack of my life? That's tough. I would say Further Seems Forever, New Year's Project. That's it's just one of my favorite songs ever. And that song and that band in particular got me really into, I guess if you want to call it the emo kind of scene or whatever. That was one of the first bands that I listened to a lot of like 90s rock and stuff growing up, and classic rock and a lot of stuff that you hear on the radio. And then when I got into high school, it was bands like Further Seems Forever or Saves the Day or Newfound Glory that kind of got me into this kind of genre. So that'd be one of them. I'd say The Dangerous Summer, Northern Lights. Love that song. Love that band. I'd say Queen, Don't Stop Me Now. I know those are 3 kind of random songs, but those are 3 of my favorites. So
That's cool. And that's like way different than the other 2.
yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's always interesting to see what people say, because a lot of times you'll find interests are very diverse.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
It's cool to hear that. My last question.
Mm-hmm.
It's the future. You open up the Rock and Roll Encyclopedia. What do you want to read on the Mayday Parade? How do you want to be remembered?
I don't know. It's just a hardworking, genuine band that hopefully is remembered or successful or whatever, but hopefully had some impact on people's lives and had the greatest time of their life. I don't know. I don't know.
Thank you.
Thank you.